Hiya lovelies, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Linz. So we are going to be doing, or I am going to be doing a little bit of a series now, hopefully. I'm hoping I'm going to be doing this fairly regular, of what I'm going to be calling Catch Up and a Cuppa. Now I do have a cup of tea here. I'll probably not get a chance to drink it because I'm just going to be waffling on. So basically what I want this to be is more of sort of like a catch up over maybe things I've been doing over the month or things that have been going on, so and so, just general chit chat basically, because I know that so many people are here because of air fryer recipes or multi-cooker recipes and things like that, but my channel was never ever meant to be just about cooking. And we have created a lovely little family and a community here. And I think as with all sort of families and communities, you have your hardcore family, the ones that are with you through everything and all that kind of thing. And then you have the not so, where it's maybe distant cousin 10 times removed that pop up every so often. So, if that makes any sense to you, it kind of does in my head. So the last couple of weeks, what has been happening? Well, at the end of my last video, I did mention I was having some back problems. If you've been here a while, you will know that this is a regular thing in my life. Just a brief, I don't know if it's going to be short or not, just stick around and find out. I have degenerative disc disease. If any of you know, I'm still classed as a cancer patient, although it has been a long time since my last proper cancer diagnosis, but I'm still under what they call observation, I suppose, just making sure that things are okay. On that note, I do have my annual tests and stuff coming up soon, so I'll keep you up to date. That'll probably be next month's catch up and a cuppa video. So we're all positive for that. I don't think anything's wrong. Excuse me. So basically, after I had chemo and stuff like that, a few years later, things were not right, and I was diagnosed with degenerative disc disease, and I have some sort of form of arthritis. I'm currently also waiting on an appointment with a rheumatologist. I hope I'm saying that right, and a hematologist. Anyway, there are two different specialists, and there's just a few things with my bloods that aren't quite right, and we want to get them checked. And I also have this thing over the last couple of years where if I get a little bit maybe run down or I'm overdoing stuff, I get what I'm calling flares, and things really badly swell up. They hurt. I take anti-inflammatories nearly daily anyway, but it just gets a little bit too much and I'm in more pain than I normally am. But please don't worry. This is all stuff I have to deal with in my what feels like 40-year-older body than I'm actually in. So that was the first thing that happened. Then I had something a bit more, closer to home happen. Then I ended up with a bit of like a flu or something along them lines that went down onto my lungs, which again is something really normal for me because I have naffle immune system, and I've been quite poorly, I will say, but I'm feeling much, much better now. So I think we're caught up on that bit. What else? Oh, it's good news for me. If you've been around a while, you will know that I live quite rural. So to go and do my shopping, it's not a quick 5-minute trip to your local supermarket or anything like that. I have a fair distance to go and do the weekly shop. A supermarket has finally started delivering to me, and that has just been such a blessing. I had a delivery this morning and I am like, oh. And you know what? Although I have an €8 delivery fee on top of that at the moment, with the price of diesel, my car's diesel, for me to go in and do all that shopping myself, it's cheaper at the minute, as long as I don't hire that. It's cheaper for me to get my shopping delivered. And another note of getting my shopping delivered, this is really new to me, I've never had this before, so excuse my excitement for any of you that this is a regular thing you've had for years. I'm not going in to see special offers that, You're putting extra into the basket. I will say there were a few things I did forget to get, but it's not a big deal. Do you know, that kind of way? I can live without them. On just that topic of fuel prices at the moment, I would love to know if you could put down in the comments how much a litre of petrol, a litre of diesel, or this is my biggest one I'm having the hardest struggle with at the minute, a litre of kerosene. If you don't know what kerosene is, it's basically a heating oil. So that's what my house is run on. We have a tank in the garden. You might be able to see part of it. I'm not sure where the camera's set up here. I'm just guessing. I have a big tank. There's a fuel that's called kerosene that goes into that tank. It comes into a boiler that then does my radiators and my hot water supply. Lovelies. I really have to start, well, I have started working out a few different pricings of ways to try and heat my house at the moment without it, because I am not rich, okay? I am far from it. I'm not completely on my knees, but I am not rich. And our heating oil has gone up to nearly double the price per litre at the moment. And I can't afford to get a tanker in, say, every couple of months to put oil in the tank. So the way it's normally done here is myself or my partner will go to like a filling station place where they have kerosene on the pump. We have like 20 litre sort of, I suppose, big jerry can type things, and we'll put that in and then, you know, get enough for the week or the 2 weeks or something like that. 5 of them, well, 6 will fit in the boot of my car, but normally 5, okay, was about €70, and that was doing maybe a week and a bit. So this is how much my heating is. By the way, I know I have an English accent, but I actually live in Ireland, just as a few of you that do be a bit confused on that. At the minute, I have 2 of them. I think there's about 12 litres in each, and it was €50. And I know that that is not going to be enough. I don't have my heating on all the time. The house is never warm enough in the winter that you could just walk around in, say, a light top. It's just enough to take that chill out of the air, especially in the bedroom, because I can't deal with cold air. It plays up with my breathing and things like that. So, you know, I don't really know. Everybody's in the same situation, so I can't complain because it could be a lot worse. And at the end of the day, there's no point in complaining anyway, because it's not going to fix anything, is it? So basically, I have been using some of my little plug-in energy meter things. Now, my electricity here at the minute I think is 38 cents a unit. Now, I am on the lowest, I think. I don't have times a day where it's cheap or anything like that. I'm just on one straight tariff because I refuse to go on to a smart plan, because the times I use all my, the electricity consumption in my house is the highest are the times when it's highest per unit. And there's nothing I can do about that, because that is the time when dinner's cooked, the house is at its busiest, and I don't have kids. So for anybody that has kids that are paying them higher rates between sort of 5 and 7, or I don't really know what it is. I've just refused to do any of that. That's just the way it goes. So I have been using my little energy meter things and programming them. I have plug-in oil radiators. Now mine are only about, I'm going to say they're around 2 years old, because we had a problem with the heating system and I went out and I bought 2 of them, one for the bedrooms and then one for this room, which is where I am most of the time, just to keep, that bit of chill off the main rooms we were using. And I will say, if you've got the older oil radiators, because I had them in a previous property I was in, that's when electric was a lot cheaper, they were seriously hard on electricity. My newer ones now, they have proper built-in thermostats. They have timer switches on them, so I can leave them plugged in and set them for an hour, say, or 2 hours, or whatever I need. When I have calculated up at the moment the price of heating the whole house, which is just ridiculous anyway, you know, when you don't use the whole house. It's a waste of a house, this, to be honest. But we're stuck here, and that's the end of the story. So I have been doing rough calculations on, you know, my normal thing would be with the big heating system. Have I just confused everybody? Probably. With the kerosene system, it will be an hour in the mornings. I did have it on for an hour in the afternoons, and then an hour and a half in the evenings. Okay. I can't afford to do the oil in the tank at the moment to have it on that much. Even before the price of oil went up, I had cut down the afternoon hour. So now it's basically on. It's on for an hour in the morning and an hour and 15 minutes at night, because my little switchy thing is not digital, it's pressy. It's pressy. You know what I mean, don't you? So I can set it for 15-minute intervals. But so that's the way that is. I've got a feeling it's probably about to run out by the end of the week. I think it's Wednesday when I'm filming this. So anyway, I told you this is going to be waffle. So, you know, I hope you've had a cup of tea or a drink of some description. You might need something stronger listening to me waffle away. You know, so I have actually worked it out that to not to heat the room to, again, complete, you know, it's the tropics or anything like that. I'm talking about maybe 16, 17 degrees, because that's basically it. That it's going to be cheaper at the moment for me to set my plug-in oil radiators and run them in the rooms I'm using. So this room here is where I sit. You see it in the background. You might see a part of it there. This is a wee desk. This is where I, you know, work from and stuff like that. So this is the main room I'm always in, and with the dogs, and then a bedroom. And then if I need to obviously have showers and stuff like that, baths, then I am gonna maybe put a heater in there for an hour or so before I go and have a bath, and rely on the immersion heater, which just heats the water. But with the hour in the morning, if I can afford to keep doing it, and the hour and a half in the evening from the main tank, I should have enough hot water. We are coming into spring now. I've seen some daffodils open today. It was the only thing I think that gave me a really good smile. And yeah, so my heating is normally turned off around the middle of April anyway, when the weather starts warming up and when we start getting sun. We are lucky enough that the front of the house there gets the sun nearly all day. We just make sure the curtains are open and then closed again by the time, you know, the sun sort of goes down. It starts getting dark. I don't know. It's just one of them things. And I know I've been rambling on about this for ages, but this is what the point of this video is. So another video I'm going to be doing hopefully over the coming days. I would love to have that up for the weekend, but it might be next week, depending on how energy levels are, because I'm just exhausted at the minute. I want to bring on, I've got 3 solar power station unit type things. A big one I done a video on, I think it was about a year or so back, it might be longer now. But then I bought another one, and I said I'd do a video on it, and I didn't, and then now I have another one. So I'm going to put the whole 3 of them in a video. And something else I was thinking of, now I have to bear in mind I live in Ireland, so solar's not really a thing too often. But when I do have, or I know that we're going to have some good sunny days, I'm going to make sure I'm going to be using them power stations for just basic things. If I need to charge anything, maybe use the Instant Pot, do you know, so I can then be getting my money's worth out of them power stations, and then hopefully charging them back up for free with sun. We're just keeping all crossed. We're going to have an amazing summer. You know, I would love it that we have sun all day until it starts to get dark, and then it can rain all night. Wouldn't that be perfect? Yeah, of course it would. I live in dreamland half the time. So anyway, again, lovelies, I know as well, as the longer this situation goes on, We know what we're talking about that's causing all the fuel prices and stuff to jump up. We're probably going to start to see an increase in everything else as well, because obviously when the price of oil and stuff goes up, it has a knock-on effect for transport. Then we've got problems with things like fertilizers for growing foods. So nobody knows at the minute how long it's going to go on for. In fact, the people that are doing it don't even know how long it's going to go on for, or the reason why it started, from what I can work out. But I try not to get into politics on this channel. Obviously, I do have some opinions, but I would probably offend far too many people to be spluttering them out. So we're just going to shh. But that is that. Lovelies, again, I am going to be doing my best to try and do some more videos using my Instant Pot Mini. This here is still my absolute favourite, my go-to. These two are on my counter. Woo! Well, as you might have just seen, maybe the Cuppa with the ketchup might not be such a good idea, because I just literally caught it with my finger and threw it across the counter. Oh my days. Anyway, I hope the camera got most of that. I'm just going to leave it in because these things happen. As I think I was saying, I'm not sure, because I've just had the best laugh I've had in ages. These two here are my main things I used to cook with. Okay, so I am planning on doing some more recipes, obviously with the two of these. I've got more bread recipes. I'm sorry if you're sick of them, but you know, they're saving me money, and I love making bread now, so that's what's happening. I can't get over that ever. Anyway, I think I might go and make myself another cup of tea that I'll actually drink rather than throw across the kitchen, because yeah, that's I'll probably eat something, because I can feel, yeah, tummy seems to think it's lunchtime when it's just not there yet. Anything else? If you would like me to talk about anything, please not, you know, anything political or anything like that, and drop me a comment, or you can send me an email. My email is always in the description under the video. So that's where we're at the minute. I'm really sure there was something else I wanted to talk to you about, and my brain's gone blank now after that. So anyway, lovelies, thank you so much for spending time with me. It really, really does mean the absolute world. I'm very antisocial off camera. You know, I don't really see too many people or interact face to face with too many people. So this here is my form of, I don't know, being social, I suppose. Lovelies, take care of yourselves. Remember to take care of your mental health, because at the end of the day, if that's bad, then everything else feels 10 times worse. I love you all to bits. Thank you for being you. And I'll talk to you all down in the comments or over on another video. Bye for now.